And it should be on their cameras too. So you'll see.
Did he threaten you or anything?
Nah, I never talked to him.
Okay. No contact with him?
Never talked to him. Thank you, Chief. Nah, I didn't get out the car. I didn't talk to him. None of that. It's just the point of harassing, people stalking you.
Does he live in your town?
Nope. No. He's one of them YouTubers that's just like, how can I say it? Jump up on adrenaline.
Okay. Would your chief have his...
Wait, he's a YouTuber.
Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is now at the center of a massive scandal after leaked body cam footage exposed her recent arrest by federal authorities. Henyard, who has been under investigation for months, faces serious allegations of corruption and misconduct that have finally led to her downfall. This shocking turn of events has ignited outrage among Dolton residents and officials, who had long been waiting for justice to be served.
It was just so bad, and you could tell why there's so much of a trail of incompetence and illegal activity. Those three people are not bright, and they're not even average intelligence. It's below intelligence. I think they believe what they say. It's great, and they're killing it, and everyone's believing what they're saying, and it's the complete opposite. Everything they say does not make sense. I mean, the way Henyard was speaking, that's a mayor, right? A mayor in this country.
For months, rumors swirled about Henyard's possible arrest, with many in the community convinced it was only a matter of time before law enforcement caught up to her. According to reports, the FBI has finally made its move, taking Henyard into custody.
South Chicagoland's super mayor might be going to a supermax prison very soon. The FBI issued multiple subpoenas in the last week, and now we know that a federal grand jury has been investigating Tiffany Henyard for corruption since November. I do not know what more they need to see. The residents of the town literally had a rally called Take Our Township Back last week. It won't be her first time behind bars, but unlike when she was arrested for vehicle trespass, she is now facing 22 criminal charges, and her own lawyer just dropped out because guess what? She hasn't paid her bills, and the city now owes as much as $20 million. This is what happens when people who did not earn their position of authority get access to power. If you didn't know, while she was voted mayor back in 2021, the vast majority of her income and power really comes from her position as township supervisor, where she makes over $220,000 a year. But she only has that huge salary because she inherited it with the position from the predecessor who passed away. Tiffany actually passed an incredibly shady ordinance, so if somebody defeated her in the next election, their salary would only be $25,000, so it's literally not worth it to run against her. You know it's a bad situation when the residents think the best idea is to bring in Lori Lightfoot for $400 an hour. It's so frustrating how slow the wheels of justice turn, but it feels like this story is starting to accelerate, and I hope that Dolton citizens don't have to wait much longer to see her in an orange pantsuit.
Trustees of the village, who had long raised alarms over their concerns, expressed relief as they watched the FBI finally step in to shield both them and the community from Henyard's alleged wrongdoing.
Folks, breaking news out of Illinois. The FBI, they raided the village of Dolton as well as Thornton Township today, dropping subpoenas amid allegations of corruption against Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. This is a story from ABC7. The FBI said, quote, agents were conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in that particular area. They obtained personnel records, including those of police officers, as well as business records. Now, of course, the mayor of Dolton has come under a lot of criticism because of her actions. She has been ripped by many of her council members. When she came on the show here, she said, oh, she had done nothing wrong. It was all her critics. Well, now this is escalated. The council also hired former Chicago mayor and former U.S. Attorney Lori Lightfoot to lead an investigation into corruption against Tiffany Henyard. There have been a number of allegations against her. One staffer said that she was sexually assaulted on a city trip to Las Vegas. You have allegations of folks not getting paid in the city. I mean, you name it. Also, people being illegally terminated. And so it's been lots and lots of drama. And again, when Henyard was on this show here, I had sources that were texting me that FBI investigators were literally talking to people as she was sitting on this.
The FBI's investigation into Dolton has uncovered a wave of corruption allegations against Henyard, who critics say mismanaged the village's resources and engaged in unlawful activities. The probe zeroes in on her financial dealings, misuse of public funds, and reckless handling of village operations, factors that have all driven Dolton into a financial crisis.
Tiffany Henyard is the most controversial mayor in all of America. So this mayor named Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of a place called Dalton, Illinois. And essentially every single resident in Dalton wants Tiffany out of office. This is mainly because Tiffany's very controversial use of taxpayer money. For starters, Tiffany has a full security detail that goes everywhere with her in the town. This security detail is estimated to be about $250K a year. In addition to security, Tiffany also uses taxpayer funds to do things like buying billboards with her face and name on it. She also puts her name all over government vehicles and buildings throughout the town, and she even has her own 2024 calendar, and of course she put her own birthday in the calendar. Now, in addition to all of this, Tiffany has also made it extremely hard for anyone to run against her. Currently, she makes around $225K a year. However, if someone were to run against her and win, they would not be getting anywhere close to what Tiffany's making. This is because Tiffany is proposing a 90% cut in her salary, but only if someone who is not her is elected. This would drop the pay from $225K to just $25K. Yet even with that massive pay cut, people still want to run against Tiffany just so they can get her out.
The controversy surrounding Henyard's tenure also stretches into her dealings with Dolton's law enforcement. A former police chief has spoken out, exposing the mayor's questionable use of her police security detail, alleging it was routinely deployed for her personal needs rather than official duties. This revelation only fueled the claims that Henyard abused her power, treating village resources as her own property instead of using them for the community's benefit.
She waited 20 years and she waited 30 years. I knew if it was ever happened to me, absolutely not, that I knew justice needed to come immediately. And that's why. So it might seem like it's a now for you, but this has been a long journey for me already. And I've already put my suffering aside, I put my depression aside, I've worked on all that. I did my praying on if I should be sitting in front of you today saying my story. And I'm ready. That's why now. And I'm not just fighting for me no more. I realize that I'm fighting for every woman that's been in my position. I'm fighting for a sister that doesn't have a voice. I'm fighting for a sister that's scared. I'm fighting for a sister who doesn't have a sister. I'm fighting, not just for me. Being in our modes of being an assistant, we're saying stuff out loud, especially if the mayor's there, 'cause she's always doing something, so she wants to hear what we have while she's doing something or whatever. So now that assistant, she'll always say, okay, well, we got this upcoming trip. And then she said the dates, and she said May 21st. And I was like, that's my 31st birthday. I've never been there. I didn't necessarily know if I was going or not, but I definitely said, I want to make that trip. So Tiffany was, telling me like, this is not, no trip like that. Like this, we're going down there for business. And I said, well, I definitely understand, but I still never been in the vicinity of Vegas. So even if I could just be there and it's my birthday, I would still feel good. But I was like, how hard I work anyway, so I'm not even worried about that. And that was the conversation.
Henyard's critics have branded her as one of the most corrupt mayors the town has ever seen. Reports reveal a disturbing pattern of her intimidating trustees and even firing those who dared to expose her misconduct.
Spent all this money on airfare, hotels, and then money at restaurants like Ruth Chris's, Cafe Hollywood, Hot and Juicy Crawfish. And this was all paid for by the taxpayers because she was there attending a conference. She also spent a fair amount of money at Bubba Gump's shrimp company, and then she brought the hat that she bought there to her town council when she was being questioned about the money she spent in Las Vegas. Afterwards, Tiffany was asked by the local news station about her time in Las Vegas. I just want to remind you before you watch this clip, this is not a show. This is real life. This is not comedy. It's not a skit.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
She's also recorded a music video with taxpayer dollars. It's not even her own song. It's just her singing over it. This is a legit comedy show. I can't wait for the documentary about this. Look at her with the cops. And the crazy thing is, all of the things I've mentioned, it's only the tip of the iceberg with her. I could do a 10-part series on Tiffany. She is the most iconic politician running right now. She just does what she wants, and then she just keeps it moving. She goes, I'm gonna keep spending taxpayer dollars. I'm gonna have to do a 10-part series on this woman because she may be the GOAT.